Welcome everyone to episode 4 of the War Room. You guys love it, but here we've got NTS going off against GD4, showcasing some really good open field strategy analysis for you guys for today's episode. So stay tuned for all that educational need. Hello everyone, yes, we're on episode 12 and here we go. We're going straight into today's episode because, as you can see, it's quite a crazy one. We have GD4 pushing here, and the way they've pushed is a very clever way. So you might have heard the term, as we've said in a few episodes, about a rally bomb, and you can see it right there with Pickle. Pickle 7 using Emrys Bakshi as a cavalry bomb, and what's happened is they had all of their troops on the bridge, as you can see, all set up ready for when this rally goes through. They walk at the same time to try and make sure the first set of units that are trying to get around, basically the enemy targets the rally, right? So they've got this rally in position and then they summon a Thunderroc. Yes, they make so much attention drawn here into the center of the map, and as you can see, the game plan now of GD4 is clear. You can see them coming up the bridge and then they're wrapping around really tight across that bridge line, and the reason they're doing this, guys, is because of the barricades. Everyone knows, as I've been saying countless times, the top servers constantly summon the barricades, and the barricades cause such a massive slow that in open field you just lose. Honestly, you lose. So it does dictate the way they're fighting, but the game plan of these guys are working. You can see how well both of these alliances now have shaped up. The game plan of the GD4 alliance, with some support of their allies in SGW, pushing into the NTI and NTS family now by going up the bridge, curving around, and they're all consolidated in a nice massive murder ball on the top left corner. This is where things start to get crazy. So let's go into another screenshot of this exact open field, but where it gets a little bit more messier, and you can see the progression of the fight from where it is currently. Welcome back, and like I said, it's nothing that far. We just had to chop this up just to make sure we've got nice clean footage, and as you can see, the Dire Bear is in control. And I'm going to use this episode to actually keep emphasis on a nice tip that I've been shouting and preaching out for all of you players that are looking to become a Beastmaster. So if you're trying to be a Beastmaster in Call of Dragons here, if we watch this bear after this skill, one key thing you need to remember is the number 4. So every hit, or every 4th hit, once you've completed it, the behemoth you are controlling as the Beastmaster will actually use their skills. So even though there's no rage meter here, there is a way for the Beastmaster to actually track it if you are trying to be a pretty good Beastmaster in control, right? So here we can see the massive Dire Bear, and the Dire Bear in the Beastmaster gameplay and open PvP has a very powerful rage ability where you can see this big AoE around it, and if you're inside it, you're basically taking more damage against this Dire Bear. It's absolutely ruthless, especially when you start to see the massive AoE move that it gets to use in a moment where it summons these 3 giant rectangles, and if you're in those rectangles, guess what? You're taking damage, right? So I love to see it. I love Behemoth gameplay, so I hope that tip there does help you out when we are watching now the Dire Bear and the Thunderroc. So here the Dire Bear's done 1 hit on the bottom of the screen. There's the 2nd hit. So now he's looking for the 3rd and 4th hit. Even though the Beastmaster's just killed his unit, he needs to drag it. So there we go. There's the 3rd hit. And now we've got the final hit. And here we go. Next ability, as you can see, is some sort of skill, and there it is, the big rectangle. So just remember the number 4, the lucky 4 if you want to say, and then you activate the Behemoth's skills, and this is for every Behemoth, guys, not just the Dire Bear. So even if you watch the Thunderroc now in the top corner, you can count to the number 4 again, and you're going to be able to see when it does attack, then it's going to do its abilities. So there's one little swipe there. See if he can hit a second one. There's the second little swipe. Let's see whatever this guy does. He's pulling it down. There's the third one. And this is going to be the fourth swipe. And then after that fourth swipe is going to be scary, right? Because with the Thunderroc, especially with the Thunderroc, its ability is this massive AoE that is around it, and you guys should be familiar from it with the raid, so it's a very scary effect that it can do, so be aware of it. But you can see here how both alliances are basically playing, right? They are using both of their behemoths to basically create space, and by creating space they are allowing their units now to push forward, destroy barricades or defend from a very strong position, and then obviously move in for the kill. So we're going to progress this war a little bit further for today's episode. I like how we've been breaking down these segments. We've had a nice big general strategy into that behemoths. So let's finalize this with another segment all to do with the PvP analysis of this fight, and hopefully you guys can keep track like I have. Welcome back to the finale of this War Room episode. It's going to nicely summarize everything we've been talking about, right? The way both alliances have been establishing some sort of strategy using the behemoths as some sort of shield, you know, front face shield. I'm just showcasing who we are watching or fighting here. So you've got the NTS guys at 3.2 bill, then you have the GD4 at 3.1 billion, as well as Owl that will be supporting the GD4 alliance later on. I'm not saying right now in this clip, but in the actual server they do help them in the later stages, so we'll soon see what happens from today. But you can see from the alliances, it's a very close matchup. So at the moment, it is down to pure strategy, right? And you can see SGW now having their Thunderroc out, allowing them to, again, gain area control. So all of those NTS guys are focusing down this Thunderroc, and if they don't, as you can see, the Thunderroc is now just swiping away, and it's about to do its big AoE move, and all of those NTS and NTI guys that is surrounding it right now is gonna take just considerable damage, and that is what you want. You want this behemoth to actually draw attention. You want people to be aware of it, and it's not just something to laugh about, right? If you can move it in and out, and get at least 2, 3, 4 multiple uses that are very devastating against the enemy's murder ball, you're gonna benefit from it. And you can see GD4 now having their main murder ball now fighting across from the bridge and actually pushing against the other alliances, right? They're already in the NTS actual territory. You've got the main boy there, July, as well as Pickle7 with his Madeleine being the front line for that fight. And you look at the top and it's spread out. You can see the top of the fight even occurring here. And the reason there's multiple fights is that bottom fight is basically trying to support the top. If the top don't get any reinforcements, the NTS guys are basically gonna lose this fight. And then you can see that here from the sheer numbers of the GD4 alliance. They're here doing some really good open field gameplay, and they're destroying the barricades more importantly, so they can actually now fight in the open field without any constraints, right? So I love to see it. I love this video so far. I hope you guys have enjoyed the video so far. If you have, remember, smash a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I am here every single day giving you Call of Dragons content. So we've got the finale of this unlucky Zinger burger. You know, the KFC Colonel's Thunderroc is going to come to an end at the moment, but the really crazy thing you can see here is the fact that this Thunderroc is still gaining some sort of advantage. They got 4 hits on someone and immediately ran to the massive murder ball, chasing it down. And look at that, 13.8k skill damage dealt by that Thunderroc just before it died. And this is the power of Behemoth gameplay, and I think this has been a really good episode showcasing how you can actually use Behemoths as well as your open field strategy together, right? If you can do this hand in hand and you've got a very good Beastmaster and someone who's really good at, you know, projecting and controlling the open field and getting everyone to listen to them, you can see the actual dominance that you are able to deal. Obviously, I'm going to leave it up to you guys who potentially won this, but as you can see, the NTS guys have finally killed off the little bits of the reinforcements at the top of those guys. But that is going to be it. As you can see, we've come to the refresh. So you can see, I'm going to leave it up to you guys who you think might have won this fight. Obviously, there's loads more footage of it coming up, so stay tuned for more info about this, as well as analysis on the War Room. So I hope you've enjoyed today's episode. Smash a like, comment, and subscribe for more daily Call of Dragons content with me, MrSneakyy. And until then, stay safe, stay sneaky, and peace out, everyone.